Top 3 waiver wire quarterbacks right now. Matthew Stafford, still wildly available. Jake Browning, Joe Flacco. Who do you like?
Matthew Stafford, this week especially, if you need somebody to start right now, you got to go and add him and start him against Washington. This team, you've been able to throw all over him. The over-under for this game is set at like 48.5, and Stafford is out there in some leagues. But the other guy I'm looking at is Joe Flacco. A lot of praise for him coming out from the team, from everyone around him. 250 yards and 2 touchdowns the first game, 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in the next game. He's got the Bears, he's got the Texans. You're going to need to find somebody else for when they face the Jets, but I'm feeling okay about it.
Your top 3 running back free agents available. Ty Chandler as Alexander Madison deals with an ankle issue. Zamir White because Josh Jacobs is now dealing with a knee issue. Or are you buying into the Chase Brown talk? Chandler, Brown, White. Who do you like?
Zamir White. A lot of people are going to try and jump all over him. The thing is, the first play after Jacobs went down, it wasn't Zamir White that came in, it was Zamir Abdullah. I don't love that split, especially because that's a team that's going to be playing from behind. With good teams, you want the Zamir White, you want the David Montgomery. With the teams that are playing from behind, you want the pass catching back. So I don't really love that whole situation. Conversely, with Ty Chandler, when Madison got hurt, he came in and he was the full-time back. Ty Chandler's number 1 for me. After that, I'm looking at Foreman or Chase Brown. You got to go Foreman over Chase Brown simply because Foreman has the chance to start. Chase Brown's not going to become the starter. He's going to be a supplement.
Your top waiver wire receivers, Zay Jones, obviously Christian Kirk out for the season. Odell Beckham, Elijah Moore, he is the bread and butter for Joe Flacco. Britt lists Noah Brown in the article, which I love. But let's talk also other Texans receivers. We saw Hutchinson out-snap Mechie, and Mechie out-targeted Hutchinson. If Nico Collins' calf injury lingers, now you've got Tank Dell out. You could have Nico Collins out. They don't seem to like Robert Woods anymore. If Noah Brown is your number 1 target, do you target Mechie and or Hutchinson as a contingency pick?
Give me Noah Brown. That's the guy I'm going after out of this whole group, especially if it's a bench stash and I just care about upside. John Mechie, he really hasn't been a full-time guy at all. I don't love Mechie. Noah Brown's the guy I want. After that, I'm going after Zay Jones. Look at the snap share. It was Ridley on one side. It was Jones on the other side. And as we know, Ridley can kind of get gobbled up in coverage, especially, man, Odell Beckham, he scares me a little bit because he doesn't really play all game, but when he goes out there, he gets the ball. Where are you at with Odell?
Odell Beckham Jr., he's a wide receiver 3. He's not your wide receiver 1. He's not your wide receiver 2. He's your wide receiver 3/flex play. As long as the matchup is right, I don't think there's anything wrong with using him. Tight ends, Isaiah Likely, if he's still out there, I don't know why.
I went and checked because I didn't believe it. He's under 50% rostered in ESPN. On Yahoo, he's still at 55%. So in half the leagues out there, you can go get this guy playing in the Mark Andrews role, playing virtually every snap, lining up in the slot. He played more snaps in slot than he did in line. He's gotten 6 and 7 targets, had a 54-yard touchdown this week. Isaiah Likely is the guy you want. And I'll throw another one out there. Cade Otton had the one bad game, but it turns out that the Panthers defense is actually really good at just one thing, and that's covering the tight end. They've been a they've been a top 10 team this year. So he had the bad game against them. And every other game, he's gotten a minimum 4 targets, scored against it this week. He's got the Packers, the Jags, the Saints. Cade Otton, he's boring, but he's safe. And I'll tell you this on Isaiah Likely. I don't care if your tight end's Travis Kelce. Go out and make sure that no one else gets to add Isaiah Likely, because you don't want to be facing teams that have discounted Mark Andrews in their lineup when you could have prevented that. So go out in the leagues where you need a tight end to add him. In the leagues where other people need a tight end, add him.